bankers too, who must get up and learn those rules. Riverman and Crazy Chief, one says sun and one says sleep. Now the AM, the FM, the PM too, turning out that boogaloo. It gets you up and it gets you out, but how long can you keep it up? I said, give me Honda, give me Sony. It's so cheap and it's so phony. Hong Kong dollar, Indian cents, English pounds and the Benjamins. I said, New York! Don't stop and give it all you got. Say New York! Come on and get up. Don't stop and give it all you got. Say New York! Come on and get up. Don't stop and give it all you got. Say New York! Get up. You just don't stop and give it all you got. Looking for rise to better my station. Take my baby to sophistication. See the ads? Well, isn't it nice? Better work hard cause I know the price. Now never mind that, it's time for the bus. And you'll get on cause you're one of us. The clocks go slow in the place of work. The minutes drag and the hours jerk.
Live from the Dog the Cat Studios on the Lower East Side of Manhattan, it's On the Horn with Andrew EINHORN. Oh, hey everybody, how are ya? I'm pretty good. I decided to wear blue, a light blue this evening. I figured my guest might be in blue, so we'd have maybe a light-dark combination. Oh, I feel so good. You could say this is our Christmas episode, but to me, it's just kind of like another day, but we are getting closer to the end of the year, which means closer to Joseph R. Biden taking over the presidency, closer to oh, wait, we're actually here with vaccines. Isn't it crazy? Vaccines kicking in high gear. We got 2 of them, and yet 300,000 people are dying each day. Walter Cronkite. So I'm very excited. We have a great show tonight. Abby Ellin is my guest, author, all-around smart, intelligent, funny woman. I want to give a few shout-outs first to Speed Levitch. You might remember from the documentary film. I'm hoping he'll be the cruise. I'm sorry. He'll be on soon. Next week, for the end of the year episode, my friend Vinny Favali is going to be on. I'll show you a picture at the end. He was the president of Late Night Entertainment. I did those teas for my sister, Will Annunciation. Great guy, hilarious, energetic, and one of my favorite people on the planet. So hopefully we're going to talk about perhaps history with the Letterman show, his life, his work now, which is theater, and whatever else he wants to talk about. Like me on the Facebook if you want to subscribe to me, and same with YouTube. It's always nice to increase the thing there. I want to apologize right off the bat to some of the people in Central Park because I went out to film the giant menorah, which wasn't that exciting, and then I turned around, there was Christmas decorations. This was like hours after the blizzard. And all the people I told, hey, you're going to be on the show, but they're not going to be on the show. So tonight we're basically going to talk to Abby and then go back and forth to my pre-recorded segments that I did in conjunction with her topic and her book. So before we get to her, I'm just going to read this. I feel very professional. I wish this was on a teleprompter, but I'm going to read it off the... See if I can... Oh, wait, who else did I wanted to give it a shout-out to? My sister, who's going to be watching, and Beth from acting agency, what I was trying to show up. Anyway, Abby Ellin is an award-winning journalist and the author of Teenage Wasteland. She's a regular contributor to the New York Times. This is a little edited. Her work has been published in the New York Times Magazine, Wall Street Journal, LA Times, Psychology Today, Maria Claire, among other places. She has an MFA in creative writing from Emerson College, where I almost went, where Spencer went, hey Spence, and a master's in international public policy from Johns Hopkins. But her greatest claim to fame, and as an ice cream connoisseur, I look fondly upon this. She named Caramel Sutra ice cream for Ben & Jerry's. Yeah, boy, okay. You hit a button. How did I do?
You didn't. I think you should get a show.
I have a show. We're on it. Like a real show? Like a one that pays money?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Hanukkah Sameach.
What did you say?
I said Happy Hanukkah in Hebrew.
Oh, yeah. To you, too.
Okay.
When is Kwanzaa? People keep saying that to me. Is that somewhere in the middle or something?
No, isn't that on the 25th or 26th? Isn't that like right?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, thanks for joining us. Your lighting looks good. You look good.
Okay.
Yeah, I like your earrings, too.
Thank you.
Oh my God, I hope that was you. So what I want to do, as I announced to our people, is go back and forth. I really put a lot of work into these pre-edited segments, and I went to Washington Square. The only unfortunate thing is it was really cold, and it was right after the blizzard. So normally there's 5,000 people there, and there was like 60, and a lot of them were young. And you, not saying that you're older, but you know, you've got the intellect, and I wanted to find people that would really respond to your topic, your book entitled Dupe, The Double Lives, False Identities, The Con Man I Almost Married. But first, you know what I want to do? I want to talk, I ask people to describe themselves for the promo cards, but I find it interesting and indicative of how they feel about themselves or how they want to be seen. So I want to run through those, and then I'll go to our first edited segment.
Okay.
You wrote, maybe we'll go one by one, curious. So maybe you could elaborate upon why you are these things. Why are you curious?
Because I'm curious about everything. I want to know how everything works. I want to know how things work. I want to know why things work. I can deal with anything as long as I understand it. So you just have to say, yeah, I just need to understand why. I mean, I don't mean like a math problem because I'm an imbecile in math. Like I count on my fingers. But I just explain to me why something is the way it is. Just walk me through the process, and then I'm fine. So yeah, I need to know about everything. It's a little bit of ADD, but it's a lot of just like, I got to know everything.
Very commendable. Does this apply to technical things too? Did your mom say, go figure out how to fix the light bulb with your father?
My father would break things just to fix them. He's an engineer. So that's very funny to say that. He worked at Polaroid. He made the flash for the SX70. So
wow.
Yeah. So we had like all the old cameras and everything. He is a tech person, and my sister was an engineer. I am an imbecile. Like I said, I can't. I mean, pi r squared, and you know, what's the point of the geometry, and why do I need to know the the radius? I don't.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Okay. Well, I totally forgot that chat normally have somebody monitoring it. If you have thoughts, especially related to the book, we'll go to the chat at some point and see what people are saying. I'm happy if they have questions, especially about relationships and people that lie and deceive and dupe and all the things. At some point at the end, I want to riff about what pisses me off, which is sort of related to your subject, but not relationship-wise. It's just general, like, society.
Good.
What the fuck? Okay. Nomadic?
Yeah, I can't sit still. I've always been mobile. I like this past year has been kind of terrible because for 3 months I was stuck in my apartment. You know, I like everybody. I mean, I know, like but it was just I don't sit still and I don't like it. So.
Have you done a lot of traveling in your lifetime?
Yeah, totally good. That's like what I do. And so I actually went to Lake Tahoe over the summer, and then I was in Maine, and then I can't even during the quarantine. I flew. What can I tell you? I flew.
You have favorite parts of the world, South America, Southeast Asia, obviously Europe. Yeah, we all know Europe. But is there anything else that like
Cuba?
Cuba?
Have you been?
Okay. Once, yep. 2003.
Didn't it blow you away? Blew my mind.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
I went twice. They were the most amazing people. I was there on a New Year's Eve with some friends, and I went out for a walk. Every single person I met invited me into their house.
Yeah. Pretty gregarious population. Is that the right word? Outgoing, interactive?
Yes. And they like women who look like women. You know what I mean? They're not flacas. They look like women. So, yeah.
Yeah, they were very inviting. I had a nice little adventure once in Havana where I wanted to photograph somebody. It might have been a little bit illicit, and we went through a maze, and it was a little nerve-wracking. Where are we going? What are we doing? And a case of beer, and $50 American later, I'm on a rooftop photographing. Okay, I won't go into that. You're driven.
No, I got an Ellin. Remember Ellin Gonzalez?
Of course.
So there was a poster of him. Leave it at Ellin, and I took it off the wall. And I have it framed in my apartment. I know, and that was like, horrible knuckle biter situation. I could have gotten it was not, but anyway. Yeah.
Good thing it wasn't North Korea. Woo, baby.
I know.
Driven seems like I can tell I'm talking to you for 5 seconds, but you can elaborate on that if you want.
No, I'm not complacent. I'm not, content. I got things to do. We're here on this earth for like an hour. I got things to do. That's all I
agree.
Yeah.
I like to create. Unless I'm producing something, filming, photographing, talking, I don't feel whole. I like to.
That's how I feel.
Things.
That's how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
I picked up the cello when I was like, I don't know, 15 years ago, I decided I wanted to learn the cello. Why not? Learn a fretless instrument. That's bigger than you. And I suck. I mean, I'm really pretty bad, but God, it's the greatest thing. I love it. It's just doing something different, and it's tangible, and it's hard, and it's using, and it's creative. So yeah, that's how I feel.
Wow.
I like to sit idly.
You're insatiable.
Yeah. So all of that falls under the rubric of insatiability. And I like.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, and I like to eat too. So it's all insatiable.
Okay.
I love to eat. I was telling a friend of mine that I think she's feral in the way she feels about. Maybe that's her. No, she's feral. And she just like bites into life. And she said, "But you do the same thing." So that's yeah.
All right. In this day and age, the word feral seems a little bit bat COVID related. You got loyal, stubborn, together.
I am. I'm very loyal to my friends as long as they acknowledge that I'm always right.
Amused.
Yeah, you can't take any of this too seriously because you'll die otherwise, right? I mean, because life is so excruciating now and kind of serious. You know, you just gotta say.
Yeah.
Give up, you know.
I'm with you on that one. I feel like a lot of times as a younger person or even people just being goofy and silly and finding the weird things in everyday life, some people like, oh, that's you being silly. Like, no, life is more serious. We don't do that. With people's kids, I'm always doing fun things and like, oh, isn't he being silly? Like, well, this is life. Yeah, it is silly, but we need that. As John Cleese would like silly. Dark, light, and immature. I like that you threw in immature.
Well, of course I'm immature. I mean, I still laugh at the number 69, you know? I think that's immature. And anytime someone talks about Uranus, I crack up. One of these people I talk to regularly through the pandemic is a 13-year-old boy. He's my friend's kid. And we talk all the time, and he throws the refrigerator at me, and I threw the universe at him, and we talk about it's funny. I mean, you know. And I'm light, and then I'll get really dark because life is excruciating.
Yeah, sure is. All right, on that note, so your book, it deals a lot about lying and relationships, and I'm not going to go into it, but I'm going to play, because my intro, this might be the longest segment, which is still less than 2 minutes. So I'm going to share the screen. We even got a little music by Surf Piranhas. I want to make sure that I give them credit. It's only 15 seconds. So hang on, let me make sure I'm doing the right thing. One on the horn, share audio. All right, let's rock and roll.
On the horn in the park, Washington Square Park, December 20th. It is a beautiful day. Sure, it's gray and cloudy, but it feels nice. This week's guest is Abby Ellin, a writer, philosopher, philanthropist. I'm going to ask her questions about lying, cheating, deceitfulness, issues that resonate with her, as well as the winter solstice, and whether you're attracted to people that look like you, because she is.
Rockin' that party, rockin' that party, rockin' that party, rockin' that party. We got the tanks and wetsuits, we got the naps, we got them in and ready. We're going diving at 5 a.m. Pasadena jetty.
Have you ever been duped, betrayed, deceived, or lied to, or cheated on?
Who hasn't?
Yeah.
Yeah. One time he said he was going to come to my house for my birthday.
I have been betrayed. I've been lied to. I've been cheated on for sure.
Okay, I live in Staten Island. Yeah, and I live in Brooklyn. It was the pandemic. It was a little rough.
Yeah.
So I decided to not go. It was my 21st birthday.
It happens. I think it's always happened, but we have cell phones now, and we can see. It's like easier to catch it now.
I mean, I feel like it's just part of the course of human experience to be like lied to, betrayed, right?
Have you ever been lied to, duped, betrayed, deceived, or cheated on?
Yes, a lot of my life, and I made the mistake of being in the victim mindset, which is something you never want to go into. And Stockholm syndrome. You have to grow out of that and say no, and put your foot down and walk away.
Anything particular come to mind?
Yeah, people from the South.
You know what? I'm in the entertainment business, Abby. I feel like I get lied to and deceived a lot. And people are just like, yeah, it's just the way it is. And you find out later, or you know it at the time. It's very disconcerting.
I've been lied to. I was supposed to be in this thing. I was in a relationship, and then they sort of like realized they didn't want to be with me.
Have you ever been betrayed or lied to or cheated on?
No.
Wow, you must live such a good virtual life.
Ignorance is bliss.
That woman disappointed me a little bit because she seemed one of those older intellectuals, and she gave me one or two good answers, and the rest of the time it was yes, no. I was like, give me something more.
Actually, I think she told you something really profound. What do you think of that?
Yeah.
What do you think of that? Because she said denial is where I want to live. So she has no idea if she's been duped or not because it's bliss. She has no idea, and that's the only way. I believe, like they all said, we're duped every day of our life, and we have to trust every day of our life too, right? So we have to assume that the traffic light, that the person in front of us in the car is going to be, driving and stopping and adhering to the rules. We have to assume that the doctor who's operating on us is really a doctor. We have to assume that the people who are taking our money at the bank are actually taking the money in the bank and not, keeping it for themselves. We have to do this every single day. And so a lot of the times we don't even know how much we're being deceived. I think everybody is lied to a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And the only way you can lie is to assume that you're not.
Does it feel like more now than it was 5, 10, 20, 30 years ago?
Yeah, it's a good question because someone else nailed it as well. They were actually really good answers. It's easier to get caught, but because of technology, right? Because of the S70 camera. No, because of technology, it's easier to get caught, but it's also easier to deceive. It's easier to deceive. First of all, just, there's like cheating. It's easier to cheat. It's easier, because someone else is a click away. That's fine.
Yeah.
But also, you can go online and you can get the sounds of a train taking off. You can get the sound of an airplane taking off. So you can tell somebody, yeah, I'm at LaGuardia right now with the sounds taking off. In fact, you're, conducting your illicit affair in Nebraska. I mean, you can get somebody who will give you a fake recommendation for a fake job that you never had. You can get somebody. I mean, you can get people to give you fake hotel records. There's a lot fake resumes. It's really easy. It's easy to get caught, but it's really easy to do.
Right, as you say all these things, I'm thinking of our current political climate and people that make videos where they mix in the sound. So there's so much fake, but then you can dig in and find out what's real and what's not. And there's like probably this constant.
Maybe, because it really, I mean, how is that possible that you have such discrepancy? You have people who are watching Fox News and they believe everything they see on Fox News. I know, but then you have the people who don't watch Fox News who say it's all a crock. And then you go to the other side and they say CNN or whatever they think, MSNBC, it's gospel, and they say it's not. How is that possible? How is that possible? So that gets into confirmation bias, where what you perceive and what your reality is, you believe something that confirms that, right? We're all really very predictable. We're very predictable.
I think the only solution is the upcoming AE network, hosted by Abby Ellin and Andrew EINHORN.
EINHORN. What's your middle initial?
I hardly know you. It's an M.
AIM. Okay, and I'm Ace. My middle initial is
with a C or an S?
Ace with a C.
Okay. I don't know. I thought maybe it was like Abby, Sunshine, Ellin. I don't know.
Yeah. No, that would be ass. Abby, Sunshine. And people call me Ace sometimes.
All right. Let's keep it flowing. I love this. This is good. I'm going to go to a follow up on that. And we talked about these questions earlier, which was great. Yeah. So do people lie to you? The natural next question might be,
do you lie to them?
Yes. And again, I'm glad you like the answers because when I look back, it was like a lot of 17 to 20-year-old kids. I would have liked to get more of a mixture of more men, which I only had a few, and then older people and whatever, various ethnicities. I would have liked Black, Asian, Hispanic, Indian,
I feel like you got a lot of various ethnicities. I'm going to say that 3 times.
Wow.
Various ethnicities. I think you did a good job. I could be lying.
Well, yeah, it could be. Okay. All right. This segment is called You Lie like a Rug. Let's see, it's a minute. So.
Do you
dupe, betray, deceive, or lie or cheat on other people?
I do not. I try to say as truthful as I can.
You're lying right now.
I don't like to lie to people. No.
I guess I lie a lot, low key. Kind of, yeah.
I'd be lying if I say I didn't. So, yeah, I do. But I try not to.
I don't think I make like big lies.
I don't think I do. I don't think so. I certainly don't intend to.
I never fucking lie. No, I lie all the time, but not about like consequential things.
Mm-hmm.
But everyone tells me everything in our group.
I do agree with the thing where sometimes there's a time and a place for withholding the truth, but that is sort of a lie by omission.
I try to make it, helpful lies, not facetious or not mean.
I'm extremely honest.
Yeah,
I don't necessarily
lie.
Yeah.
Just to my students, maybe. No, I don't lie about things. I'm very blunt.
You know, I mostly lie when it's like sexual. Like guys, I feel like I don't have to tell men the truth. But you know, I do what I gotta do for money.
Because I was taking are you a sociopath test?
I don't think I lie at all. I really don't. I don't dupe people. I don't cheat. I don't steal. I am so virtuous. If I ever lie, it's very small, and it's my mother for some reason about career, money, or love.
It made me think in my head. It's like I want to tell a lie, but I can't because of morality. So maybe I'm not a sociopath.
She knows I like brown people. And she's like, Andrew, please marry a Jewish girl instead. Actually says, Andrew, don't marry anyone. Keep it in the family.
Okay.
It's always fun near the end when I sort of am winding it down, thinking, should I leave? Oh, I gotta get me. And then I go up to someone and go, here, film me. And they usually do a decent job. So any thoughts on that? Were there surprises?
No, you know what they said that was really smart is that actually men and women lie differently. So women tell lies that are other oriented, like, oh my God, I'm so happy about your red glasses. Oh my God, that color blue is just, wow, it really brings the red out of your glasses. You know, that's an other oriented lie. A self-oriented lie is like, I'm 6 feet tall, and oh my God, I am Keanu Reeves' understudy, or something like that. And men do that. So women lie to make other people feel good. Men lie to make themselves look good. So it's really, and also they're white lies too, and that's what a lot of people were talking about. They were talking about white lies in general. I'm okay with white lies. Like I think white lies make the world go round. We need white lies.
There was one guy that gave me such a beautiful answer, but he was so quiet. The thing about COVID, it's killing me. I mean, I'm glad to be able to go out and do these things, but when people are talking to a mask and I'm trying to interview them, it's painful. And then how close do I get? Whatever it is. And he was soft and through a mask. He was like, there is lies from omission and there is lies from commission.
That's
and
right.
one is this and right. And I never heard those words before. And I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
Oh yeah. And then of course there is, as that woman said, the withholding lie, right? It's
yes.
I went to the movies yesterday, but I didn't tell you that I went with, my
Yeah.
I mean, so that's it's very interesting. It's really interesting. But the white lies are kind of the everyday kind of things that we do. What I was talking about in my book were like these psychopaths. Like that woman said she's a sociopath. I don't think she's a sociopath. I mean, I have no idea. I don't think that she was a sociopath. But I was looking at these pathological liars who lie for absolutely no good reason. They lie because it's Tuesday and they feel like not telling you the truth. They tell you that the sky, and it messes with you. They tell you that the sky is blue, or that the sky is yellow, and there's something the matter with you for thinking it's blue, and then they make you doubt your then you doubt it, and it's like, oh my God, what do I do? So you write a book.
But there must be reasons they're doing that. I guess if you delve deeper, right? If
you buy my book and read it, you will find out. Now, part of it is not you, but globally people should. Part of it is that some people, obviously, it depends how you grow up, right? If you grew up in a family where survival is about fabricating stories and being creative and coming up with something, that's one thing. If you're really smarter people are better liars because they're more creative and because they can think on their feet. And and more popular people are often not truth tellers because they know how to make people feel good and they know how to, kind of get around things. It's really interesting. And so there's also there's something in people's brains that make them lie more.
As you're saying this, I was just thinking, I wonder if being part of a big family or maybe a huge group of friends influences, maybe if you're one of 7 kids, you're competing for something, and maybe that makes you lie, but maybe not. Yeah.
No, I think it could. It's also about attention. So I think it's, there's evidence that the more you lie, the more you forget that you're lying. And so you start to believe it yourself.
Sounds like Donald J. Trump a little.
But it's true. It's really possible that he could, take a polygraph test and he would pass it because he believes it.
Yeah. Right. You know what? I find it fun sometimes to be so honest that it is self-deprecating, but it's fun. It takes people by surprise. I do this sometimes with movies, and I learned this from my friend Roger Tunis, if you're watching Roger. Someone would say, "Oh, you saw the new Spider-Man? How'd you like? Was it good?" And he'd say, "No." And wait, what? Nobody says no to a thing. Did you like it? Or they'll go, "It was such and such." And I go, "I don't know what that word means, but I'd like to." Or, "Oh, I wasn't that good at it." Just something where it's so surprising. Wait, nobody says that. Not really. It's telling the truth, but having fun with it.
Yeah.
It's like, because I think highly of myself enough, so it's fun to go the other way and be like, yeah.
I remember years ago when I was like in the 10th grade, there's 2 things that happened in the 10th grade. One is that this girl at school, she was a girl, not a woman, she was a girl. She went to see Cats. She was going to see Cats. And I don't know why I said, I heard it sucked. I just said it to her. And she was horrified. She was like, why are you so obnoxious? That was A. But the second thing is Yentl, the movie, had just come out. And I was listening to the Yentl soundtrack on my Walkman, right? This is a Walkman, a walk person. And I remember I was listening to it, and some girl said to me, "What are you listening to?" And I was like, "Oh, the soundtrack." And she's like, "Really? I thought you'd be listening to something cool like Joni Mitchell." And I thought, even now, who asked you? Like, you didn't have to tell me that. Nobody asked you, right? There's sometimes when honesty is like not necessary, especially when you do it not ask. I was not asking her opinion of the Yentl soundtrack for me.
Sure. Yeah. Funny you should say Yentl, because I came up with the idea. I think it would be, and now I've ruined it because I've told the whole world I was hoping like it would be something in that should be a Broadway show, because we see Fiddler on the Roof every 5 years over and over again. But Yentl, I love the soundtrack too. I'm not afraid to say it. It's just beautiful songs. It's a great story. When Broadway opens again, wouldn't that make a great lead actor would probably really.
I wonder if Barbra Streisand has the rights to it. I don't know. But I keep thinking we could do all this thing. I mean, why not an all-black Fiddler on the Roof? As long as we're getting into colorblind casting, right? But because you could not do an all-white Colored Purple. That would not work. But an all-black Fiddler, I think, could be really cool.
Do you remember Sanford and Son?
Oh my God. I peaked in like 1978. So I
just felt like I was going to do a Fred Sanford and
do it.
Oh, if I was a rich man, bada dita dada beata dada done. All day long I'd beat dita done if I rather. Oh man, give me that.
Oh man, you ain't doing something else out there.
I think that's fantastic.
I didn't want it to be racist somehow, but Red Fox, All right, the next one. Sorry, go ahead.
No, wait a minute. Why has nobody done a rap song to Fiddler?
I don't know.
If it was rich, I mean, I can't rap it. If I was a rich man, da 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 da. I mean, that'd be awesome.
Are you implying that Hamilton, because of Hamilton, that this is opening up new venues?
Well, at Lin-Manuel Miranda's wedding, they did L'Chaim, right? Did you see that video, the YouTube?
No.
They did like a flash mob of to life, L'Chaim, and they serenaded his wife. So it's cool. So yeah, everyone one big happy melange. It's beautiful.
Did he marry a Jewish girl, should I assume? Woman, lady?
He did not. He married somebody. I think he married somebody he knew, a woman who he went to high school with. Nice.
Oh, that's sweet.
Nice.
All right. After this, we will get to your book because we haven't discussed that yet. We're sort of teasing it. We're leading into it.
Do you think that women lie about different things?
No.
No, I think they lie about the same things just for different motives.
They lie about different things, but I think they also lie about the same stuff too. Like they do it to save face.
Men lie to not lose what they have, and then women lie just to save face, I think.
I think women are more empathetic, and then
men suck.
Well, I guess it's also like what agenda the man has.
Honestly, I feel like women do more like lies of omission, whereas men will outright lie to your face.
Men lie to make other people feel comfortable, just like women do.
I lie to men for money.
Okay.
But
She said,
I think that men lie or tell the truth sometimes when there's a question based more on ego, and women are maybe a little more practical, and it might be to the well-being of family members. I hope that's not too square.
Oh, that was a tough one to fade out on. Oh, okay. Oh, well.
Well, it's like what we said. Women lie to make other people feel better. They don't want to tell you, your new haircut, you look like, I don't know, Linda Hunt in the Year of Living Dangerously, right? They don't want to say that. And men lie to make themselves feel like The Rock. Or look like The Rock, or they lie about their academics. What I do think is interesting is that I think the culture treats men and women differently. I think they are much more forgiving of men who lie, who cheat, who deceive, and they get second chances. Whereas women who, do something really bad, really terrible, like that, and they get caught, let's say, I don't think they're easily forgiven. As I'm speaking, I'm thinking about, what's her name? Martha Stewart. She went to jail. She came back. So that was a transgression. But I think that's a rarity. I'm thinking about Elizabeth Holmes from Theranos, how she fabricated all of that. It'd be really interesting to see what happens to her, right?
Yeah.
People, they kind of, they didn't, he did this, he did that, but he'll be back. That's just what I've noticed.
Yeah, and looking at our president, if a woman that lied like Trump has for the entire 4 years, sheesh.
Oh, yeah. Because women aren't supposed to do that. Women aren't supposed to, just like, I think where people get really interested in females who commit crimes and murder, because that's not what girls do. That's not what women do. That's not how they behave. Right.
Yeah.
We expect that from them.
Maybe if women exaggerated in the way that men did, just, I was a fullback in college. I got a 3.5. I say that, but if you say it happily like that, it sounds better. But if they do...
3.5 isn't that good.
Oh, geez, I would think that.
I know about you.
Yeah. So, all right, let's talk about the book, because we've put it off so long. You talk about, I'm going to see if I can pull up a still and show a picture of it. But describe perhaps how long you worked on it, when it came out, the impetus.
Yeah. It came out in January of pre-pandemic. So January 20, I don't know what year we are, 2020? Are we 2020?
Yeah.
It came out in 2019. It came out in 2019. It's out now on paperback, and actually I have a podcast that is coming out that is episodes, sort of like Dr. John, Dirty John, not Dr. John, Dr. Death, Dirty John. But I put a picture up of me and Dr. John. That's why I was thinking about it. But anyway, I was engaged to a guy who turned out to be a pathological liar and went to jail. And we were only together for like a year, and I thought something was wrong with him. And I didn't believe half the stuff he said. He told me he was in Navy SEAL. We were living together in the Watergate in Washington, which is like awesome because that's ground zero for deception. So it was really and he talked that he had been working with CIA and he had been doing all these undercover secret missions, which we couldn't verify. Should I wait? Maybe that's him. That's totally him. He's going to say New York City. But anyway, so I left him because I couldn't verify stuff he said. I mean, he ended up then lying about stupid things. Like he lied about, he really liked this meal that we went out to with my parents. And he lied about the Brussels sprouts. And he said they were the greatest Brussels sprouts ever. And then when we got out of the meal, He said that was like the worst meal I've ever eaten. And I said, why did you lie? He said, I lied to make them feel good, which is what that woman said. Men do that, but of course, but typically women do. Anyway, I said, you didn't have to lie. They didn't care. They didn't cook it, you know. And I thought he could lie so easily about that. He could lie easily about anything. So I left. We split up. A year and a half later, I got a phone call from Special Agent Dan Ryan with NCIS. And there was a doctor who was working for the military who had been writing fake prescriptions for narcotics. And he had used all these people's names, and my name was one of them. And so he wanted to know, did I have a prescription for Vicodin? And did I know the doctor? And I said, well, no, I prefer Valium, but I know this guy. And so I made a statement, and he ended up going to jail. And, you know, monetize suffering, baby. I wrote a book.
I feel like as you're describing those things, everybody's mind is money. Is he trying to cheat you and cheat you out of money? So no, wow, no, nothing.
And I said, I was like, you know, if you're going to dupe somebody that severely, you dupe an heiress. You know what I mean? You go to petty. You don't go to like a freelance writer. Not that smart. I think
maybe you were challenged. There was something special about you. He's like, man, if I can do it to this lady.
Well, I think, you know, I think sitting in my chair. I think that's part of it, maybe, you know, because he knew that I am suspicious and, you know, question and curious, and he hated because I interrogated him all the time. But I had met him professionally because I was writing a story for the New York Times, and I had quoted him in the story. And we met, and then we reconnected like a year after the story ran. When I called the story hadn't run. I called to fact check it. So maybe because he saw me in like journalism mode, and so he thought I was a responsible human being that he wanted to mess with me, or he found me totally compelling and just wanted to be with me, and then he realized that I was a pain in the neck and he wasn't going to be able to just willy-nilly lie. I don't know. I don't know what the point is. Yeah, it's stupid. Stupid. You lie to someone with money.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to go to the next thing, and then I'm curious about the podcast to hear about that. But in the meantime, we'll go to number 4. And this was unrelated. This was because you were talking about, you said you had a crush on Keanu Reeves, and then come to think of it, the other guy, Milo Venturelli or whatever it was, and then Jackson Brown, and he said, man, it seems like I'm attracted to people that might look like me. You should ask other people that.
Yeah, good.
That's what I did. I asked other people that. Okay. Was I editing from late all day yesterday and today? Yeah, pretty much. Okay, let's see. It's a labor of love.
Are you attracted to people that resemble you?
Really not.
Like people who look like you liking them?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's because innately human nature is like you try to find something that comforts you.
Yeah.
And so like when you see somebody who looks like you, a lot of the time it feels like a safety.
So I mean, my girlfriend does have curly hair as well.
Uh-huh.
She's Irish and Jamaican. So she has a white skin tone but black features.
My dad is an engineer. He's a contractor. I do like when men like know how to hold their own with that kind of thing, because to me it's just weird if they don't. I've grown up with that.
Yeah.
But apart from that, you know, no, I like it to be very different from what I've been around my whole life.
Are you attracted to people that look similar to you?
No. Well, I mean, aesthetic-wise and like energy-wise, yes, but like personally, I wouldn't want to date someone that looks exactly like me because I'll be like, we look related. That would be weird.
So here's the thing, Abby. I am not attracted to people with the same skin color as me because I like brown, ethnic. Give me Persian, Israeli, Colombian, Filipina. You know, but as far as dark hair and good looks, yes.
I'm maybe like a different case because I'm a triplet and I grew up with two other people that look exactly like me, and we all hated it.
Let's stay on the theme. Look, do you think you're attracted to people that look similar to you?
No. Oftentimes, yeah.
I asked this question. My friend is a good writer. She has a crush on Keanu Reeves. She also has a crush on Keanu Reeves.
Oh, so do I.
Okay.
He's so hot.
Thank you.
No, I disagree. Did you ever seen John Wick 3?
Yeah.
Oh my God, he was so fucking hot in that movie.
No, I disagree.
If I could date how I like someone that looks exactly like
No, not
me,
like you.
I
Go
would-
with the race one.
I would do it.
Okay. That's hilarious. That is so funny. Yeah. But it's It's interesting what yes, right. My father can fix anything. And so I have a thing for guys who wear tool belts. Like I really carpenter dude, and that's way Freudian and weird. But I'm really talking about physically. I was talking physically. I don't know what that is. I mean, the most recent guy I was seeing has red hair and blue eyes. You know, that's one thing. But fundamentally, it's that sort of floppy hair, Jackson Brown, kind of Keanu, kind of Milo Ventimiglia, who I only recently discovered. I don't know. It's weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's solipsism, narcissism. I don't know what it is, but I'm being honest.
What I found interesting was people naturally assumed that was the norm. If they would say, well, people love saying actually, they'd be like, actually, I'm attracted to people that are different, that have blonde hair. I'm like, well, why is that actually? I would assume most people, and I've been asking this question to a million people over the years, generally people are attracted to different, well, maybe there isn't a general, but.
I have found that the relationships that I think are the best, that I've seen with people, there's a certain rhythm they have together, and they both kind of groove at the same level, and they're both kind of similar in features, and they're both even just hair color. I've noticed that. I don't know what that's about. I don't know. Which means it's problematic if you have aspirations and you expect, you want to be dating, I don't know, Keanu Reeves or something, and but yeah.
All throughout that, I would say to people, I'm taking an hour and a half and cutting it into 10 minutes, but I would say, my friend who's a writer, she really likes Keanu Reeves and this guy, and she feels like she likes people that might look like her. Is that the same with you? And but that part didn't make it all in.
And did most of them say yes?
No, I don't know. I think it was all over the place. I kept in, I guess, most of the answers that
I might just maybe I'm just vain, or I wear glasses, so maybe that's the problem. I'm not quite sure what I look like, and so I think they look like me, but maybe they don't. I don't know. I don't know what I look like. I can't see.
I think a lot, maybe because the way I asked the question, a lot of people said, well, yes, I'm attracted to people in the same mindset or personality, or I had to really say, well, no, this is just looks, right? That's kind of where, yeah. Okay. So let's hear about the podcast, because you said the book you're turning into.
So we sold the rights because, like I said, monetize suffering. When life gives you lemons, you make lemon meringue pie. So we sold the podcast because now you have to sell everything, right? You sell the podcast, you sell the film, you sell the TV. Everything goes together.
Oh. Okay.
So, a company bought the rights, and we did 6 episodes. Like, it's an episodic, because my book is not just about. It's not a memoir, and it's not, it's an investigation. I wanted to know why we lie, how we lie, why we trust, why we deceive. I mean, I look in the animal kingdom. That's what I was curious about. And and so I talked to many other people who've been duped and who have duped others. So, but the podcast is it's a little bit of that, and it's also my story, talking to, for example, my guy was married twice before. I only knew about one. He was engaged to another woman while he was engaged to me. Then he went up with someone else. So, I mean, we found them and we talked to them, and I had reached out to them before, but that's,
Wow. So is the podcast, you're going to constantly explore that theme, and each week might be a little bit different? Today we're going to talk about.
No. It's a story. It's like a little audio documentary is what it is, that takes place over 6 episodes. So it's not a talk show. It's not like this. It's
oh, okay. And it's not about the book. You're not reading the book.
No, I'm not reading the book. That's already done. We already have the audiobook. This is me. Okay. This is my story. This is the story of me. I am somebody who was engaged to this guy who was a liar. Blah, 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 blah. Now we're going to with somebody else who was engaged to this guy. Blah, 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 blah. Now we're going to, that kind of thing. It was like the story of Dirty John, which was about this woman. Did you see it, or did you hear about it?
No.
Okay. It was about this woman who ended up with this psychopath guy. I don't want to say too much in case you want to watch it or other people want to watch it. But yeah. So.
I should ask where people can buy the book while it's on my mind.
You can buy it at your local indie store if they're open, and you can buy it on your local internet. You can buy it on barnesandnoble.com. You can buy it on Amazon.com. You can, you can buy it on Kindle. You can buy it in paperback, and you can buy it in hardcover. In England, it's very interesting. In England, and I think Australia, it's called Duped, Compulsive Liars and How They Can Deceive You. And in the States, isn't that interesting? And in the States, it's double lives, false identities, and the comment, I almost married. Just interesting the way they position it differently. It sold really well in the UK, and I don't know why that is. I don't know.
Oh, that's great.
Well, it's
because they're bad.
Yeah.
Do you think that the USA is different than countries around the world in the lying mechanism?
Well, it's funny because when we were selling the foreign rights, a lot of countries, according to my agents, a lot of people said, yeah, we don't have that problem in our country. So there may be major, especially the Scandinavian countries, right? Because they're we do everything right. Okay, now we have a little bit, but other than that, so. But Japan, I think Japan is fascinating because they have two different kinds of truth that they like. They're fascinating. It's a fascinating country, and Brazil has a huge amount. Brazil is one of the least trusting and trustworthy countries. Yeah, and I think the Netherlands and Scandinavia is up high, top.
Right. I wonder if the more macho, when you say that, I think of Brazil. I went with Spencer to Brazil, and like the shoot was 70% men, where we've always had an even balance. And we're like, why? And they're like, yeah, the men don't want the women coming out. It's still got that macho thing. So maybe in more macho countries with more guys, because guys lie more. Maybe.
Well, I think, you know what I think it has to do with actually is poverty. To channel.
Okay.
I think a lot of it has to do with inequity and that there's a lot of corruption because it's what you got to do whatever you can do to get by. And so lie, cheat, and steal, you know, and also look at the government. Look at the government in Brazil. Look at the government here. I mean, what has it done to the truth these last 4 years? What has it done to our sense of the truth? What has it done to our sense of, you know, ethical behavior and ethics, period, and moral? Yeah. You know, it was like, wow, he just read something off a teleprompter and he sounds really presidential. You know, that's amazing. That's not a very high bar, you know? Like, the bar got really low, so.
Do you expect things to get better obviously under Biden administration, as far as people feeling the comfort zone to lie or?
I was convinced that Trump was going to win. I was really convinced that he was going to win because I think there's a lot of secret Trump supporters out there and they don't talk about it. And 72 million votes, that's kind of a lot, you know?
Yep.
I mean, I do not believe anything was stolen. I don't think there's any corruption, anything like that, but that's a lot of people. So there's a lot of people out there who do not think he lied. There's a lot of people who do. And actually some flack that I got for the book, from my book, because I didn't feel like a book about deception and about lying that came out during the Trump administration could not acknowledge Trump. So a lot of people were like, she shouldn't bring politics into the arena. And they gave me, 1 star for that on Amazon, whatever.
Oh.
But there's a lot of people who really feel like, no, he didn't do anything wrong. And he's not, or they say, yes, so he didn't tell the truth. So what,
That's right.
And that's the other thing. And
a lot of that. We don't care. We know he exaggerates, but we fucking love the guy. He's charismatic and he's draining the swamp. And Democrats are crazy liberal commies. And
That's right. So that's I think. So what do I think about Biden? I have hope. I like Biden, and he's a centrist. He's not a socialist. I have hope for him, and I have hope for her.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they're politicians. So do I think they're going to be honest? I hope to high hell, but I don't know.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
Every day that goes by, I wasn't a huge Biden guy. I would have been happy with Amy Klobuchar, or there was 3 or 4 that I actually liked. But man, the last couple of weeks, every day when he's out, I feel so good. It's just, he's so sensible. And what he says and what he does every second, it's like, yes, that's good. Oh, I feel so.
I was in New York, what was it, November 7th? When was it then? When was that Saturday that they announced that he won? Remember?
Oh, yeah, of course. I went out and filmed in Union Square. It was pure joy. I
was there. It was joy. It was elation. Everybody was so happy. Like, in a way, I don't know that people around the world expected that. I happened to be in Africa, in Tanzania, when Obama won. And they were really and they were really stoked there, right? They were really excited. But still, the way everybody was dancing in the streets, the way we did when Biden won, it was just like, I feel much calmer as far as everything goes, as far as that goes. I really do.
Yeah.
There's going to be a grown-up in the house,
Yep. All right, we're going to keep going. Number 5, relationship. I have 2 more videos to play. Relationships and solstice. Solstice. Relationships. You had asked, are you jealous of certain people's relationships? Because you said George Clooney and Amalia, whatever her name is, they look so good, and other couples, and they feed off each other, and that's what you wanted. And I think I'd like that too, and it hasn't happened. But
what you said, yeah.
Let's see. Okay, number 5, relationships. Jim?
Any relationships that you really admire or jealous of?
No, not really.
I wouldn't say I'm jealous, but I like see cute stuff, and I'm like, oh, that's wonderful. More of that.
I'm jealous of Ansel Elgort and his girlfriend.
I like to base my relationships off of celebrities because you never really know what kind of relationship they have. So you're only going off of what's said on social media.
I mean, I'm jealous that I can't like stay in a relationship. I have a relationship, but I think I'm selfish at this point.
Are you jealous of any other people's relationships? And the thing is, they're very artistic and they collaborate. It's like, so I want that. I want the partner that I can.
Oh, we could.
She plays the piano and I dance. So.
Okay, are you guys a couple?
Kind of. Sort of, yeah.
So I feel like it's a relationship to people that you actually know that are around you, and that way you could grow like that.
I love everyone.
I'll tell you who I'm not jealous of, and that was my parents' relationship. Woo! It's keeping me single for a long time. I just like, no.
He's jealous of my relationship with my girlfriend.
Gosh.
I know.
I would be.
When's the last time you seen her?
Thanksgiving.
So it's been like a month. I haven't seen her in a month. And you think I'm jealous of your relationship?
That's a fun place to go out on. I got that smack.
Those guys are like Ernie and Bert, aren't they?
Yes, that's a great analogy. Ernie and Bert. Bert and Ernie, yeah.
Yeah.
I think one secretly likes the other one. I just can't tell which one is which.
So. I kind of want to set them up with those 2 girls, those 2 women who are kind of together, but not maybe. That, oh, wow.
Yeah.
Your father, you said you don't want your parents' relationship. I told you, my mother said that she went out with a Jerry Einhorn. He was very good looking.
Yeah.
He's not your dad, right?
No, he was good looking and he played tennis and he made it almost till 90 and he was a good human being. But I say that because, you know what, I wish I had said, because a lot of the relationships that other people have that I look at, I'm like, ew, ew, ew. And then once in a while you get that one where they're laughing and they seem like friends, just like you say. Well, you were talking more about the relationship of elevating each other. One's into art and law and they kind of, but when people look comfortable and they're not yelling and nitpicking at each other and it looks fun, I don't see that a lot.
I don't see that a lot too. Well, and that's what I mean, again, this is a fantasy. What do I know about them? But that's what I noticed with Amal Clooney and George Clooney. Look, they have enough money so that they don't have that worry, right? And her politics are terrific. You know, she's an international human rights lawyer. His politics are terrific, you know. They seem creative. They have their kids, you know, so they seem like they have a groove and that they really dig each other. The other relationship that I have been looking at, and they seem like is really creative together, is Keanu Reeves. He's with his and everybody was talking about with the silver hair, and she's this, you know, terrific artist, and she's 6 feet tall, and he's 6'2", and so they're you know, they are the same height, you know, they kind of again have that same rhythm, and it seems like they have a very creative relationship together.
Yeah.
I'm fantasizing. I have absolutely no idea. But if we're going pure, you know, by objective reality, it just seems good. They seem nice to each other. Yeah.
I would think men would be intimidated by you because you're, according to all those adjectives that we had earlier, it's a lot of stuff. Curious, nomadic, driven, insatiable, loyal, stubborn, amused, dark, light, and immature. What? I would assume that the guy would have to be a little on the mellow side, right? Isn't there usually a balance? Yin, yang?
I think what we just established, we just learned a little bit about you.
Okay. Keep going. Keep going. I want to know.
I think that makes me intimidating. I mean, why? I think that makes me fascinating.
Well, both. Yeah.
Well,
someone
what's
that wants
about that. What kind of woman do you want?
I'd like a balance. I didn't like my parents' relationship because the mother was here and the dad was here and he was just on a rope and she controlled everything all the time. And I found that very disconcerting and unpleasant. And then my sister and I kind of failed because my dad was one way, then we were sort of the same way. I think my mother just naturally was like, we do this, I control the situation. So I don't know, I just like a balance. Someone that I tend to like mellower people, but one that can appreciate a weird, funny guy like me, and it just feels natural, and that their brains are a little bit stranger than most, and we connect on all those ways.
You know, there's that joke that my parents might, actually, I think my dad might have told me this about this kid who comes home from school. Mommy, I got a part in the school play. Well, that's terrific. Who are you playing? I'm playing the Jewish husband. You go back and tell me you want a speaking part.
That's funny.
Yeah. I don't know if people are intimidated by me. I can't help that. It's, you know, that's, I mean, I can be, you know, I can't stop being curious, and I can't stop.
Yeah.
But I think what I learned from actually writing the book, and what I've learned about, you know, just getting older, is that people are not all one way. Nobody is all good. Few people are all bad, right? People are complicated, and people, you know, there's the psychopaths, and you know, there's those people who, are predominantly one way, and they can't be fixed. But for the most part, most of us are good, and we're bad, and we're vulnerable, and we're insecure, and we're domineering, and we're, you know, a lot of people, I think, have a lot of both. That's what I think.
My sister says, don't forget Paul Newman and Joanne Woodward.
You know, I went to their house once. This was recently, so he's been gone, but I met their daughters, and they were lovely. And they said, yeah, my parents would just sit outside and just hold hands, like, oh my God, just sit in the garden. They just dug They just dug mutual dignity, as I like to say. And that's what you want, you know? You just want to be around people who just enjoy each other.
What was that second word? Mutual dignant?
Digment. D-I-G-M-E-N.
Digment.
I made it up.
I don't know that word. Okay.
No, I made it up. It's not a word. Digment.
Oh, okay.
It's like mutual dignity, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Well, all right, I got one more. I got the solstice, which was not that exciting. Oh, by the way, let me just say this right now. When the planets aligned, it was the Great Alignment, which I love that name. The Great Alignment, when Jupiter and Venus came in the same spot. Reminded me of Linus in the Great Pumpkin Passion. He was looking for the Great Pumpkin.
The Great Alignment.
Great Alignment. So I was unmotivated. It was a little cloudy out. And they said, I was like, I better go down there. So I rode my bike in the cold all the way down to Tribeca, right where Southwest Viewpoint was, where the Statue of Liberty was. And there was hundreds of people. It was this quiet pilgrimage. It was so peaceful. It's like you could hear a pin drop, but there was couples together and people with binoculars and people by themselves, just like we're here to see something pretty. And the clouds lifted a little. Nobody could find it. And then all of a sudden we heard from over there, oh, there it is. And it was like, I went over there. I was like, you got to share if you see it. Because I had asked someone, they said it's over there, and they were wrong. It was a little bit off, but you know. And lo and behold, you could see it, and the stars are really close. And Jupiter was much bigger, but Venus, you could almost see the rings. It was hard. It looked like it was on an angle too. And I was like, oh, I just felt, oh my God, with my bare eyes, I'm seeing a planet that's billions of light years away, whatever it is. But, you know, it's just a tiny little dot, but it felt so good. And then I went to someone else. I see a woman next to me, and they're trying to take pictures with their phone of a dot a billion light years away. I went, do you want to see it with my binoculars? Yeah. And, oh, my God. And that was so fun. I was like, I know my mission for the next hour, to walk up and down and offer my binoculars to people. And 9 to 13 people. And then when I got home, I told other people, they're like, you know, COVID can be spread by eye slits.
You got to scour that. But, you know, it's sort of, first of all, everybody's so happy to see something that's not, you know, themselves and not Netflix, right? This is like a tangible event.
Yeah.
That way, you know, and B, don't you remember, I mean, well, anytime there's an eclipse, right, everybody goes outside with their thing and look at it. So,
yeah.
It's cool. I like that. That's a nice story.
It was really nice. It was a highlight of, and the solstice I love, but that definitely trumps that. Okay, I'll go to the last thing. Shared screen, solstice. I was hoping for more. The kids, nobody even knew what it was. They're like, yeah, I like winter. Sorry, say that again?
No, I said they don't know what it is. And maybe they do.
I mean, we all know what the summer solstice is. It's the longest day of the year. It's the shortest day of the year. What's to know?
What's to know? Are they millennials you talk to? Are they?
You be the judge. They were young. I don't know. They were. I don't even know what a millennial is. They look like they were 18 to 22. Granted, there was that older woman, and there was a few, but there was so few people there.
Yeah.
Let's see. I gotta hone my next question. Tell me about. Are you excited about the winter solstice?
Yay, witchery.
Excited, yay!
I can't wait. I hate that it's getting dark early.
The biggest problem is we go from Sagittarius season to Capricorn season.
I didn't even know.
Should I be nervous?
Yeah, because it means Capricorn's out of the power now. So
I am a Capricorn. I know that.
That's the issue.
Oh, that's tomorrow. Oh, my
Yeah, every day gets longer after that.
That's so great.
I like the winter solstice because it's close to my birthday, and that's the only reason.
It's my birthday. My birthday is the winter solstice.
21st.
Solstice, winter? Do you care?
Solstice is cool.
Okay.
I like winter. It's great. I mean, your parents are gonna order me sushi. It's gonna be wonderful.
New moon, full moon, says changes in seasons. I'm trying to see them as like transitions to something hopefully
Out
better.
of the darkness comes light.
There we go.
That's so great. My favorite day of the year is when the daylight savings switches again in like March or whatever. It's like I feel myself again, you know. I can look forward to everything good that's about to happen.
I love the winter solstice. Who wouldn't? Because every day after this, the days get longer. 5 minutes, bring it on. And you know what? At the same time, ban daylight deprivation time. You heard me. DDT. Because that's what goes from dark at 5:30 to 4:30. Does anybody want that? No.
I agree with you 1,000%. There is no need to turn back the clock. I do not understand why I don't get it. I don't get it. No need.
Goes back to World War I or World War II. There's misnomers that had to do with the crops and farmers and school children. Now, the one thing I understand, one woman said to me, well, when I send my kids to the bus stop at 7:30 a.m., I don't like when it's pitch black out. Oh, okay, that's it.
No, then start school later. Nobody needs to be at school that early.
That's a good point. Okay, right. So they'll come home at 3:30 or 4 instead. Yeah.
What's the difference?
Yeah.
No parent wants to wake up then. And now, with kids studying remotely in their own houses, they don't need to be up that early, and it can stay light or dark. It doesn't make a difference. So I would like to lobby Biden, the Biden-Harris administration, their first item on their agenda. Get rid of
I'm with you. I feel like it's turning because some states, I think states could decide individually, and a few of the states are going that way. So
Arizona, I don't think changes. I don't think Brazil changes either. I'm trying to remember if they change. I don't think they do.
Yeah. I don't know.
Is it up to this? It doesn't have anything to do with the axis of the sun. Isn't that why they do or do not do it? They could just. I don't know the answer to this. I'm truly asking. It's
I don't think so. I mean, it's just basically, we have the shortest day of the year, the longest day of the year, and then the Earth tilts one way and the other way, and it changes by like sunrise, sunset by a minute each day in between. I think they just do. We could pick anything. We could say right now it's midnight. And it'll get dark. It'll stay dark till 7 at night. It's just a matter of when we decide we want to call the clock light or dark.
States do not change. Do we know?
No.
I'm pretty sure Arizona does not change, but I don't know if anybody else. But maybe Arizona doesn't change because they have that astronaut.
Mark Kelly?
Yeah, exactly. Maybe that has something to do with it. He's like,
no. I think states farther south, because they get a little more light, maybe that somehow changes it. So maybe Minnesota would or wouldn't. I don't know. Just hashtag daylight deprivation time. I think that's a very good term that acknowledges the point that you are depriving us. Nobody wants to drive. All right. I think we're good. I wanted to, just because I jotted down a few things on a piece of paper. Okay. Because this theme of, I feel like it goes beyond people lying to each other. It's just in society, little things. Cereal boxes, they keep getting skinnier and skinnier and skinnier. They may go taller, but it's like you're hiding. All right, at one point, are you going to make it that big and that big? Stop. Buildings. All over every time you see a poster for a new building, hey, coming soon, and they show it from like low down, and it's glass and angles, and the top floor, which has an elevator, is 2 stories. You don't see it at all. And then you look and it's like, you're fucking lying to us. You're trying to show us. This happened with this co-op. They tried to sell the air rights to a building across the street, and they just blew it. They didn't do a good job. They showed one tiny little picture, and it was deceiving, and people didn't trust them. They didn't believe them.
That's right.
There's so many other things. I don't know. I got mad at Chuck Schumer because, they say, write your local congressman about things. And they're like, 3 times I wrote, this is important to me. This is important to me. Nothing. It goes to people calling you back or texting you back. I think people are afraid to be mean to you. I reached out to someone the other day. I'm like, I could use work. We were friends. I can do this or that. Is there anything? And we're adults. You can say, no, I got nothing, but sorry, I'll keep you in mind. Just when there's nothing.
I know. A million years ago, I went to some press event for Virgin Atlantic. They had some new seats, new chair that they were introducing. So there was a party. This is in like the 90s. There was a party, and after the party, Richard Branson, people went from one venue to this bar, and Richard Branson stood at the door and shook everybody's hand. Everybody walked in, hello, 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 and
wow.
I got to tell you, that's not about lying, but it's about public relations, and it's about actually making people think that you matter a little bit. It's about writing, your Congress people and having them respond to you. It's about, being made to feel like you have a sense of value in the world. And that's, and people don't like to be lied to. They don't like to be manipulated. They don't like to be duped. That's it. It's not nice to fool Mother Nature.
Yeah. Do you feel like in the, I wouldn't say entertainment industry, but as a writer, does that affect the situations you're in? Do people, I guess, as a writer, they can't be deceitful. It's like, we need a 300-word thing. And
who are good liars? Fiction writers. Fiction writers are good liars because they make things up. They're for a living. That's what they do. They're creative. I'm not that. Yeah. I'm quick on my feet, but I don't write fiction. I write nonfiction. I'm trying. I've actually written a couple of scripts which are fictional, but I find it really, 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 really hard. And I think I think every industry has liars and cheaters and everybody. In fact, I would go, oh, this is a terrible thing to say. I often wonder how many people actually get really high up, honestly, in any field. I'm not sure if that's possible. I don't know. And people are going to say that's a stupid thing to say, and it probably is, but I'm just not sure. I feel like it's, only the good die young and all of that stuff. I don't know how, I don't know. Like a really, truly, in my opinion, like a decent, honest guy was Obama. He really was like impeccable. Yeah. But there were things that he didn't get to do because of that, I think, which is really interesting.
Yeah. I interviewed at Washington Square Park. I've been there a lot. I've gone to Central Park. I've gone to Prospect Park. I feel like I always need to branch out. Is there any place you would say, where you should go to get a variety of people that?
Well, did you go to like Madison Square Park? Did you do that?
I have not. That's a good place. Yeah.
But also go up to Fort Tryon.
Oh, okay.
Go all the way up there. You can get totally different perspective.
Yeah. Latinas, actors, and I don't know. That's way.
Miranda, who's both. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, I would go up there. You could also go to Staten Island. Do people go to Staten Island?
Once a year, yeah.
And you could go to Roosevelt Island.
Yeah. Ooh, that's where I was there once. It was bizarre.
Isn't it
A
weird?
lot of people with limps. There was like hospitals.
It's weird.
Yeah. But I see buildings popping up left and right there, so it must be getting more populated.
I don't know. It was weird. I think, didn't they shoot some movie there with Jennifer Connelly about some, and Leonardo DiCaprio maybe, about some abandoned mental hospital? It's has ghosts. It totally has ghosts.
Any thoughts on where I should move, what direction, what I should do? I love going out and filming things. I like interviewing people. I want to explore. I want to make the world a better place.
So you're like I am. You're curious about everything.
Yeah. Right, but I haven't sold the rights.
But but did you sell the air rights?
No, it failed. It was so close. They just blew it. And I tried to reach out to the people. The investors are in Europe. I was like, get me on the phone. I can get this done. You only need 60 votes. I could do it. I got 3 things and I know, and they didn't. I was like, all right, you're lost. I could have done it. I'm a very good influencer.
Why don't you run for office?
No, time. I can barely take care of myself. I can barely survive. I mean, yeah, no. I mean, it's very political here. You mean like, office in general? I thought you were thinking of our co-op, which is...
No, I meant office in general. I mean, you could go to co-op too, but co-op boards are fascinating. Boards are fascinating.
Yeah. I'm not PC enough and I screw up too much. I don't think, and I say something, on that shoot, there was just 2 women on the bench and I was down 3 out of my 4 questions. And I was like, wow, is your background this or that? I can't. She's like, no, Chinese. I was like, wow, that's surprising. Wow, you're beautiful Chinese. And I know, because I live in Chinatown and they usually don't look the same. And the women were like, hello, I think we're done here. And I was like, oh, fuck. I was trying to say you're really cute and you're better looking than the people in my neighborhood.
You gotta stop. You cannot just stop while you're ahead. Just don't even. That was a situation. Yeah.
Yeah. But I do stuff like that. Often it's comedy. I want to do something funny and I'm like, oh God, I was just doing that thing earlier where I did Sanford and Son in the play. And I don't know. As a comic, we're always on the edge. But you gotta fucking free yourself. Otherwise.
I think the world has become a little too PC, a lot too PC.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan.
Fuck yeah.
I'm not. And it's our generation, I think, that really finds it so oppressive.
Yes.
I can't say anything.
Right. I don't like that. Do you know Judith Regan, the publicist, author?
I know who she is, yeah.
Okay.
What about her?
Because I might have her on a future show. I was going to ask. She's friends with my friend Galinsky, and I liked her as a person. She feels the same way, that we're going way too PC. And
she's super smart. So yeah, go for it. She's brilliant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else do we want to add? Let me look at my list. I think we did everything. We are only 10 past an hour, which is not bad.
Yeah, I told you that on time.
Yeah, no, we're 11 minutes past, but that's
Was there any questions from the viewers?
That's a good question. I don't think so. A lot of highs. Happy birthday. Fabulous. Great analogy.
Happy birthday. Is it your birthday?
No, I think it was someone on the the 2 women that were saying it's my birthday at the solstice.
It was my birthday too, on Tuesday.
Really? What day was that?
22nd.
Okay. Very nice.
Yeah, very nice. All right.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure.
Sorry, what?
It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, likewise. I really appreciate it. It was a lot of fun. And I hope I get to see you out when the COVID fucking thing is done, out and about in some social event.
I want to ask you a question. Do you look? Are you looking at the camera, or are you looking at the?
So I have a camera. When I look here into you, it's a separate camera that's hooked up to my computer system. So I'm not even looking at you.
Am I now looking at you directly?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks good. It's hard. I've trained myself to look in the camera as if I'm listening to you, but you are technically over here as the screen, but I don't want to do that. I want to look here.
Right now, where am I looking?
Just slightly askew off to the side.
The Jew is askew. That's the new Dr. Seuss. Dr.
Yes.
Jew. Yeah.
The Jew is askew in the puddle of a pedal leading battle and a puddle of a Zoo socks and who.
That's part of Fiddler in the Hood.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a good one. All right. Let's see. Rand. All right. Thanks again. And next week, my friend Vinny Favalli. Wait, let's punch up a picture. Wait, I think I had a shot of him because he's such a cool guy. Hold on. Wait for it. Hold on. There's my friend Vinny. Look at that face. Again, he was a late night at CBS for a long time, working on David Letterman's show. I think he was involved in booking. I met him sort of through my Playboy show because he used to do Howard Stern. Energetic, smart, friendly. We just clicked the second I met him. So I'm not quite sure what we're going to do, but he'll be the end of year guest. And Just wanted to get that in. And maybe Speed Levitch in the soon after. Did you ever see that the documentary he was in? Because he was a tour guide on the boats. I always forget the name.
What's the, like the Mayflower or boat?
No, in New York City, the tour the red buses that go through the city. He was a tour guide.
It was buses, not boats.
Yeah, buses, not boats. Did I say boats?
Yeah.
Why did I?
Those are great. Every time I travel, I take those. They're good.
The cruise. Sorry, I keep forgetting. He's such a character. He was so interesting. And I actually asked him at one point 10 years ago when I needed a job, should I do that? I could do that. I could get on top of boats and schmooze with people. He said, don't do it. They don't pay much. And they treat you like shit and you will not be happy. So I didn't do it. So, all right. Bye. Thanks.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Ring, ring, 7 a.m. Move yourself to go again. Cold water in your face is gonna bring you back to this awful place. Knuckle merchants and the bankers too, who must get up and learn those rules. Riverman and Crazy Chief, one says sun and one says sleep. Now the AM, the FM, the PM too, turning out that boogaloo. It gets you up and it gets you out, but how long can you keep it up? I said, give me Honda, give me Sony. It's so cheap and it's so phony. Hong Kong dollar, Indian cents, English pounds and the Benjamins. I said, New York! Don't stop and give it all you got. Say New York! Come on and get up. Don't stop and give it all you got. Say New York! Come on and get up. Don't stop and give it all you got. Say New York! Get up. You just don't stop and give it all you got. Looking for a rise to better my station. Take my baby to sophistication. See the ads? Well, isn't it nice? Better work hard cause I know the price. Now never mind that, it's time for the bus. And you'll get on cause you're one of us. The clocks go slow in the place of work. The minutes drag and the hours jerk.